Hey guys, Jengar here. Welcome to today's realistic review in which we are taking a look at the PBJ-1J sitting at 4.0 battle rating in the American line. The B25 in attacker version, let's say. It is quite the enjoyable attacker, but it does have a few downsides, like being in a bomber skin. Of course it's not a heavy bomber, it's a medium bomber, but still. It's the same as the B25. It has the same defensive armament, it has the same sturdiness, but it also has the same huge profile. And that can be problematic if planes dive down on you. You are an easy to hit target, let's say. So that's the main downside of this plane in the attacker role, I would say. But other than that, it has some good upsides as well. The speed for such a huge plane is quite decent actually. Of course, compared to the single seat fighters, it's going to be less than average, but quite decent for such a huge plane. The maximum speed at sea level without WEP is 414 kilometers an hour and with WEP 428. At 4,500 meters this is 352 without WEP and 367 with WEP, and finally at 6,500 meters they'll go up to 308 without WEP and 318 with WEP. Now this is in indicated airspeed without Mach. Top speed in a dive is not fantastic, as we right here managed to get quite a few railway carriages. If you come from above, you drop them straight on them and spread them out just slightly, it's going to be huge success. But we've got a P-47 incoming there in a dive for me. So let's hope we can reach some of our allies in time. The top speed in a dive in this plane is 551 before she redlines and 615 before she rips apart. That's alright, I guess, for a heavy bomber or for a medium bomber. But nothing spectacular, no way to escape from anybody, I would say. Control stiffening starts immediately. At the 350 you get a huge stick, and at 400 the plane becomes unrollable almost. Very difficult to get it out of the dive with the elevator as well. We do shoot that P-47 on fire. We are on fire ourselves as well. Left engine is dying, left wing is also quickly dying, so we're probably going down here. And I should aim a little bit lower here. But still, I did pump in quite a bit of damage in that P-47, and in the end I get him. Give you a spoiler there. There we go, there he goes. Yeah. That's our kill. Good. We get 2 kills in that match next to the 32 ground targets. So that's quite a nice reward for a few minutes of work. And that is what this thing can do for you. Especially on the smaller maps, you can dive down, get your bombs off. If you get a head-on with somebody, I mean, that's insane in this plane. And also the gunners can net you some kills as well. The stall speed in the plane is quite average with 165 kilometers an hour. The armament is absolutely freaking fantastic. In the front you have 8 50 cals right in the nose, and on the sides of the plane you have 2 on either side, so that's 12.7mm M2 Browning machine guns, or 50 cals, with 400 rounds per gun. I used stealth belt for that, for the surprise factor. You also have 2 turrets with 150 cal with 500 rounds, and 2 turrets with 250 cals with 2000 rounds per gun. I used universal belts for both of those. You can equip the plane with 12 100-pound bombs, 8 250-pound bombs, and 4 500-pound bombs. I used the 4 times 500-pound bomb loadout for both of the matches you saw so far. The ammo load is excellent, I would say, both on the turrets as on the forward-facing attacking 50 cals. So that is absolutely a very strong point in the plane. It is very good in head-ons. The acceleration in a straight line is average. In a dive it is decent for such a huge plane. Energy, but you can't run away from any fighter, let's keep that clear, but decent for an attacker of this size. The energy retention in the horizontal is decent. In the vertical it is actually bad, of course. This plane doesn't do very well in the vertical maneuvers. So some smaller sized attackers can do that. and can take on some of the fighters in the energy retention department, but not this plane, of course. This is a medium bomber rebuilt to fit the attacker role, and it does that actually quite satisfactory. In all the matches, I got quite a good result, and very possible to get something out of the plane each match. And thus it's not a bad grinding plane, and might be worthy to consider to put a talisman on if you are a dedicated attacker. This plane definitely has options. It's pretty versatile. You can throw your bombs off, you have your massive firepower on the front, you have turrets. It's a sturdy plane as well. It can take quite a bit of damage, so there's a lot to speak for the plane. Climb rate is bad, obviously. The turn time in the plane is very bad. Flaps don't really help. It has a huge turn circle, and the flaps rip off also quite quickly at 370 kilometers an hour. Roll rate is also very bad, but still better than a lot of the bombers. A lot of bombers cannot even roll in most situations, especially some of the larger bombers. This plane can actually still roll, so that is nice. The maneuverability overall is very bad though, especially against the fighters. If you face another attacker, you might do something, but still most attackers are smaller planes, a single engine, a bit large versions of fighters often, and this plane just doesn't compete when it comes to that. So that's not where the strength lies. You gotta keep it fast as it can go, and use head-ons and the turrets for your defense. Head-ons are very viable in this plane. It's huge. It can take a bit of damage. You can have one damaged engine and still fly to your base. It still flies on one engine quite a bit as well, especially if you have a little bit of altitude. It can take you home to base. So all that is quite positive, and that's where you gotta use it. You don't want to start maneuvering with this plane, obviously. Overheating is very present, especially when you get to the higher altitudes, but it's still manageable. You can climb at 95% and you will never have a problem with an overheating engine. But if you keep it at 100% and you whip a little bit here and there, you can get overheated. But as I said, I find it very manageable on this plane. Durability is very good. It can soak a lot of damage. This is definitely something that the plane does well, and it is an advantage because you can get away with it. Another downside though is when you get low and you have a lot of AA guns in the neighborhood, you will always get hit. You'll always get hit, and you always put your engines, you get oil leaks. So that's a bit of a problem when it comes to ground attacking. It is built as a ground attacker. It can do an amazing job there with the bombs, with the turrets even. You can shoot light targets with the light vehicles. With the turrets, you can use your forward-facing guns with 400 rounds per gun. This is all quite amazing. It can be very effective, but if there is a large concentration of AA guns, this plane, if it gets hit, there is almost no... If it's a smaller plane you get yellow, but if it's a bigger plane you also seem to get yellow all over the place with just one AA hit. Maybe they should fix that a little bit. One AA hit on the right wing and that side gets yellow, but no, it seems to be that way, that if you get hit with AA guns in such a huge plane, you also get, you know, the yellow all over the place, just like with the smaller planes. But yeah, it's a solid attacker, I can't say otherwise, with a few decent bomb loads, nice ammo loads on the turrets, which can be quite devastating, and the forward-facing firepower is absolutely amazing. Ammo load is fantastic. Sturdy plane with decent speed at 4.0 battle rating. This plane is an absolute choice. You can definitely go for this and choose this as a grinding plane at 4.0. I had a lot of return from the plane when it comes to research and rewards. So it can be quite nice, and you get a kill or an air kill or two as well in most matches. Although often you bite the dust in these situations. Let's see what kind of rewards we got for that performance. We've got anti-mech, we've got 22,000 Silver Lions and 2,500 research points. Hey guys, so here we are after the match. This plane, yeah, it's quite nice. You will die more often than you will in most fighters and stuff like that. But it's a big target. It's a converted B-25, but it also has advantages like the massive amount of firepower in the front. You have 2 engines, one gets damaged, you can still get home in most situations. You have the sturdiness of the plane, it can soak a lot of damage. You have the bomb loads, which can be quite nice. You have the turrets that can function for you. Overall, a good transition from a bomber to an attacker, I would say, and definitely a choice if you like to fly these kind of planes. This plane can be absolutely devastating, and as I said, I definitely got my rewards in the average match. Of course, you will have the odd match here and there where you get shot down by an advancing plane that just dove down, or when the enemy sometimes have an air spawn and gets there quickly, but usually you can reach a column, or you can reach a place where you can throw your bombs and then find your allies in time again. Sometimes, like that P-47, you just can't run away, but you get them, and therefore this plane is viable as a grinder, I would say, because usually you get some rewards some way. Whether it's the bombs, whether it's the forward-facing guns, or whether it's with the turrets. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed the review. I want to thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye. If you're new here, make sure to hit the subscribe button, become part of this community. If you are already a subscriber, don't forget to like the video, do leave me a comment, and if you really feel like helping out today, make sure to share the video with your friends and let them know about the channel.